Hey everyone! Thanks for tuning in. Johanna.
Michaela.
Alright, today we are going to talk about grow lights. It's something that so many people are wondering about this time of year, about whether or not you need a grow light. And honestly, no, you don't need a grow light, but it is totally going to up your plant game if you have one. Your plants are going to love you for it. There's no way a grow light is going to hurt. It's just only good things to come out of grow lights.
True. Like, you're basically, with a grow light, you're just unlimiting your space for plants. Say you don't have enough windows, or your windows don't get a lot of light. Grow lights, like, they fix everything. You can put plants wherever you want now. Once you get grow lights, and you have unlimited space to do what you want. So, like you said, grow lights are like, they'll change your plant game.
They totally do. If you have a plant that's struggling, more light is what it always needs, almost, unless you're some weird person that has infinite amounts of light, and which not many people do.
Which we've seen, and they don't have enough plants, and we're just like, we're jealous, we want those windows.
If you're one of those people with amazing windows
and don't have enough plants,
then why are you watching this?
It's a shame.
And why are you not in the store buying plants? A lot of people have questions in regards to which color grow lights to use. If you look online, there's pink lights, there's blue lights, there's purple lights, and then there's white lights and yellow lights, and just like all these different colors of lights. And you really want to use the white ones or the yellow ones. Whenever you have the colored lights, those are not ideal, because with those, they distort the color on your plants. So if you have any sort of issue, like a pest or a yellowing leaf or any sort of issue, you don't really notice it under those colored lights. And the times you do want to use those colored lights are usually when you have cactus or succulents and you want to stress them a cool color. But you really have to make sure you're looking at your plants for a long period of time without those lights on, because you just will miss things. I had some plants with mites that I missed, and the other ones with dropping leaves, and I had no idea until it was too late. So I would just stay away from the colored lights altogether.
Yeah, no, honestly.
But they hurt your eyes.
Yeah, just because of that. Just stay away from that. It's not good. If you're already blind like me, like, you don't want them. It's just gonna ruin your eyes even more.
They totally do. Like, they burn your retinas or something. I don't know, like, scientifically what they do, but I have noticed when I have used them in the past, and I'm tending to my plants, and then I look away, I have to sit there and blink a bit before my sight returns, which can't be good for you. And don't use it. You don't need them.
What you do want is full spectrum lights, and full spectrum is covering the whole electromagnetic spectrum that plants and animals need to survive. So usually that includes infrared to near ultraviolet rays, and that's what is adequate for plant growth to be happy and healthy. And also, usually full spectrum is usually white or yellow. So usually if it is, if it says full spectrum, usually it will come white or yellow.
Why can't you use like a daylight bulb or like a reptile light?
So I wouldn't use like a daylight, because those are inflorescent. So instead of actually giving off UV, they're just giving off heat that creates the light. So it has nothing that the plant uses to photosynthesize.
Yeah. And I don't think those reptile lights are full spectrum either.
No, I don't think so either.
No. So you really want to look on your label of your plant light and make sure it says full spectrum. Ideally, it should include the spectrum.
It says ultraviolet. Another thing people often ask is the difference between Kelvin and lumens. And Kelvin is actually the light that is emitted from the light bulb based on the temperature that it's at. Which really doesn't, it doesn't do us any good. It just basically tells you, like, hey, it's this temperature, which makes it this color. Yeah. Lumens are what you actually want to pay attention to. It's how much light is actually emitted. So 1 lumen is equal to 1 candle light, and then foot candles is, a foot
of light.
And so like a foot of lumens would be equal to a foot candle.
Yeah. Why we're still measuring things by horsepower and candles.
No idea. It's the most confusing thing about grow lights, lumens and kelvins, and it's just all.
It's all. Honestly, light is the most important thing you can provide for your plants in the winter. Your plants are just going to love you for it if you're able to provide them with more light. A lot of things are going to change for you if this is your first summer or your first winter, bringing your plants indoors if you had them outside, or even if they have stayed inside the whole entire time. Light is weaker in the winter. You know, the earth
even
is
changes
rotating and it's
direction.
changing directions, and there's all sorts of weird things. And since we're so far north, we're at 43 degrees north for the most part, then that it's like way far away from the equator where light is more stable.
Yeah.
So light is just really is what you need.
It's hard to
get
come
it.
by in the
It
winter
is.
for us, so that's when
Totally.
Grow lights help.
So grow lights will really just help so much, and your plants will love you for it.
seriously. And there's a grow light for everyone. You know, when shopping for grow lights, you want to take into consideration your needs, your wants, your setup. So a lot of people are like, but you know, there's only so many. But there's not just so many. There's tons. So we do have. If you have like a cabinet or a shelf that you want to put lights underneath, so that the plants, you know, that you're putting on shelves get light, then our LED strips would be good. And you can, you know, purchase these on the internet too, but we do have them in the store. So if you don't have a shelving or cabinet set up where you want a strip and you just want it, you know, in your living room or some other room with just a normal light bulb or light. If you just want it in your living room or some other room with just a regular lamp, we do have two different kinds of grow lights, one by General Electric and one by Sunblaster. Those usually are perfect for any of your lamps. They're LED and low wattage, so usually they're perfect.
Yeah, and they can go in any lighting fixture. A lot of people don't realize, you know, they don't want a big ugly grow light in my house, and you can just take that into literally any lighting fixture and it doesn't even look like a grow light.
No, it's great. And I also, you know, we've all seen those multiple head
Yeah, those Medusa lamps.
So I literally just stock those all up with grow lights and point them however I want at my plant corner. So those work really well.
A common mistake that I see with light, and this goes for sunlight, it goes for grow lights, it literally goes for all light, and that is that people don't give their plants enough light that comes from the top. So it's sunny outside and the sun comes from above, and that's where your grow lights should come from, is above. So your roots don't really need grow lights, the underside of your leaves don't need grow lights, only the top of the leaf needs grow lights. So if you have a nice big gorgeous pothos like this and you have it in your window, or if you have a grow light on it, a lot of people just think, oh, I'm just gonna have the light go here. But then your whole crown of your plant is not getting light and it's just gonna die, or it's gonna have only growth here and not up here.
And usually the top will die out since it's not getting light.
Yeah.
So you basically just get whatever is getting light that survives.
Yeah, so you really just want to make sure all your plants, whether it's grow light or sunlight, is getting a lot of light from the top.
Yep. All throughout.
All throughout.
And the top is best because then it cascades over the whole entire plant.
And then you get a fuller pot.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Woo! With grow lights, you usually do want them within 4 feet of the plant that you're lighting. So cactus and succulents can take more, so you can keep them in like 2 inches above the succulent and cacti. But your aeroids like monsteras, philodendrons,
Yeah.
you know, your alocasias, those all want lower light. So either you can put them farther away from those plants, or if it has a lighting setting, you can turn that all the way down.
Yeah.
The only way you're gonna burn or hurt your plants with a grow light is if it's touching the plant or literally like right on top of it. And even like if it's kind of close, it can cause some bleaching, but usually not.
No. A lot of people ask, how long do your grow lights need to be on? And you really, I would say at the very absolute bare minimum, you want them on for 8 hours. Ideally 10 to 12 hours. And in my grow tent where I want more accelerated growth, then I have that on for 18 hours a day. But my plants that are in just plant rooms or even my bathroom, I have a grow light in there, those just have it on for like 10 to 12 hours. And that's really all that you need to have yours on too.
Mine are usually on for 14, so yeah.
Yeah.
It's just basically on from the time
Yeah.
I wake up to the time I go to bed.
And also it's just like there's no substitute for real light. So,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, grow lights are great, but they're not sunlight. And the best way to make sure your plants are getting enough light to support their growth is just to leave it on longer.
Yeah, longer duration,
Yeah.
more light overall, you know. So
Totally.
definitely. But I think that covers everything.
Yeah.
So if you guys have any questions or anything, you can message us, comment,
Come into the shop.
You can call us, you know, come in screaming like you need help.
Help.
But yeah, we're always happy to help.
Always. Thanks.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Happy planting. Bye.